Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Crossover Pod. Today we're just going to be covering everything happening in the basketball news world, trades, re-signings, buyouts, all that good stuff. So let's get into it.
Yes, sir. We could start off with the DeAndre Ayton buyout.
Yeah, might as well. It's a good one.
I don't know how I feel about it because he's great, not great, good offensively, but defensively, I feel like he's such a liability. So teams like the Lakers who need a big, they're gonna target him. But you have Luka and now DeAndre Ayton. So on the offensive end, the pick and roll is gonna work. He could pass the ball around, be that presence on the offensive end of the paint. On the defensive end on paint, there's almost no one there now, and they have a hole on the perimeter. So it's like he needs to go to a team where it's like they're already good defensively, and they just need to fill in that big.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I like DeAndre Ayton. Um, he's had a weird career so far, but I think I agree with you. He needs to be on a team where they already have some defensive pieces that kind of can help him out on that end because he offensively he's a pretty good a good piece to have. So yeah, him fitting on the Lakers, I don't really see that as a perfect fit because like you said, Luka kind of a liability at this point. Maybe he'll improve a little bit. I already lost some weight, but as far as we know, probably going to be a liability. If Austin Reeves is he not signed anymore? I forget what happened with him.
No, he opted out to test free agency next year, but he's still going to be there for this upcoming season.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought too. So yeah, he'll be there. Not it's not like he's a great defensive piece. LeBron at his age isn't really a great defensive piece anymore either. So you put Ayton with those other three guys. Offensively, yeah, it's pretty like a good team, but man, that defense is going to look horrible. So yeah, I mean, being Celtics fans, it wouldn't be the worst to have him. We have solid defensive pieces that could, help him. So yeah, I don't know where exactly he's going to end up, but I agree with you that it needs to be somewhere where they have another big who can, help him out on the defensive side of the ball.
I think teams that would work best for him would be a team in the East, like the Celtics, the Knicks, or Philly. Those are my top three because the Celtics, we have great perimeter defense, so he just needs to be a decent big. And
Mhm.
then with the Knicks, they could pair him up with Towns, or like Philly, they could pair him up with Joel, so that takes less pressure off of him, and he could still be like good on the other side. So I feel like those are the top three teams, in my personal opinion, that he should sign. But realistically, I think it's between the Lakers and the Celtics that he's gonna go to.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume he probably wants to be on a competitive team. Most guys do. The only team that's kind of like coming off of my head right now is maybe Orlando. I liked what they did this year. They've improved. They got Desmond Bain. I don't know how the contracts will work out if they could even afford Aiton, but I wouldn't mind him as a fit on that team because you already have some guys over there who are both good offensively and defensively. And
Yeah,
I feel like they're still in need of like a good center. I like Wendell Carter, but I don't know if he's going to be your starting center on a championship team. Whereas I could maybe see Aiton being like a
yeah.
guy
It went to the
who's
finals with the Suns, so it's like
yeah,
he
he
already.
has that potential still. So I think he'd be a good fit on the Magic, but like I said, I don't know how the contract works if they even have the money for it. So I think that's kind of what I'm thinking so far, at least on that.
Yeah, I think it's all the upside though, because it's like what I said before. I feel like defense is something you can learn, unlike offense. So it's like if he can get put in a system where they like at least make him try or like have these look like bursts of like good shows of like blocking or like he doesn't have to be great with his feet, but like just have presence in only the paint because the perimeter that's harder to learn. But then I feel like he could be a great role player for a championship team.
Yeah, and then the good thing about him is he's still young. He still has time to improve and get better. I think it'd be a different story if he was like in his 30s at this point. But he's a young guy and he was a number one overall pick, so it's like
Yeah.
he's got all the potential in the world. He was drafted that high for a reason. So
Why do
yeah.
you think that the Trailblazers bought him out though?
I don't know. I feel like they're going a really weird direction. Getting Drew Holiday, I thought was weird for them. I don't know why they would want him at this point in their stage and also at Drew Holiday's stage in his career. I feel like they're just at completely different spectrums of where they need to be at right now. And then now cutting eight in. They still have Robert Williams over there.
Yeah, they have Rob
Um,
Williams. Didn't they draft that super tall Chinese dude? I don't know his name.
I can't remember, but I do think they have some like younger center prospects over there. So maybe they're just kind of sick of him. He's he can get hurt too. There's
I
been like
mean, you can't rely on
rumors of
Rob Williams. Trust me, I have
yeah,
experience of having to rely on Rob, and it's just like, man, if he's
yeah.
healthy, he's a top 10 center. He made the all defensive team when he was healthy, but when he's not, it's like,
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing over there because it's like Robert Williams deals with the same thing. He's young, he's got potential, he's hurt all the time. He's just flip side, he's good on the defensive side rather than Aiton. So maybe they're just really trying to build up the defense. With Robert Williams, Drew Holiday now coming in, maybe they're just trying to build a defensive juggernaut. I don't know. The Trailblazers are a very weird team. I don't for a long time now too.
yeah, I feel like they're just trying to fight for a play in now because they're so tired. So I feel like their mindset right now is let's go heavy on defense because that's what Drew Holiday is. That's what Williams is when he's healthy. It's like Scott Henderson. So it's like I feel like that's their mentality. I don't know if I agree with it because defense does win championships, but they also need to score buckets.
Yeah.
None of those guys can go get you a bucket.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like I always think defensive is more valuable to me in the NBA, but at the same time, you're right. Like you need to be able to score. You can't just have a bunch of defensive dudes and think you're going to win a championship. At least not in this current NBA. Maybe once upon a time in like the freaking '60s, you could do that, but now it's a different story. You need to be good both ways, and that's why we've seen guys like Luca who are just great offensive pieces struggle when it comes to playoffs and winning a chip is because defensive is half the battle, and if you're not good at that, you're not winning.
Yeah, I don't know. We got to see what the Blazers plan because I don't think this is their last move with what they're doing. I feel like they still have like a few more things to do, but we got to see what they do.
Yeah, I mean they got cap space too. They can make a bunch of moves. Just kind of waiting to see how it all the puzzle pieces connect.
The one problem is it's in Portland. It's dumb. No one really wants to go there, so they have to trade or draft.
You never catch me going to Portland, bro. Not anymore. That or LA, keep me away, bro. I like the East Coast. I don't
I
even
think the
mind like
West
the
Coast is
Midwest.
honestly overrated. My
What
personal
is
opinion.
what the West Coast?
West Coast is overrated.
Oh
I've
yeah,
been to LA. I've been to San Fran. It ain't that pretty.
yeah. I mean, it has its nice parts and everything, but man, it's just a dump now. I don't vibe with the West Coast. But
Yeah, but now we can go and talk about the trade between those the Jazz and the Hornets, right?
yeah, we got Colin Sexton going for Yusuf Nurkic. Another like I don't know what some of these teams are thinking. But Danny Ainge is the GM of the Jazz. So if there's anybody, we have experience with, and we kind of have faith in, it's Danny Ainge knowing what he's doing. Um, I guess they wanted a center and they wanted Yusuf Nurkic. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Yusuf Nurkic. I think he's low key like ass. And you give up a guy like Colin Sexton, who maybe I guess you don't need anymore. You kind of have a lot of guards over there, a lot of young guys, and maybe Colin Sexton just doesn't fit that timeline anymore. But I feel like you could have got more for Colin Sexton than Yusuf Nurkic. Like I would have done Colin Sexton for DeAndre Ayton. I would have done that, and I thought that would
Yeah.
be a better deal.
I don't know.
Yusuf
Also,
Nurkic
going back to
sucks.
the buyout, I don't know why they didn't explore any trades. It was a straight buyout. It's
Yeah,
like
I don't know. I have no idea what these teams. There's a reason that a lot of these ass teams stay ass for so long. It's because like the people at the top don't know what they're doing. That's why you always have like the same eight-ish teams who are always competing because they have like guys at the top who are like intelligent and know how to run an organization. And then the rest are a bunch of idiots. So I don't know.
But I understand the trade. I wouldn't say I agree or would personally do the trade. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
They,
I
they,
agree.
they have Laurie, but I feel like he fits better at the 4, and sometimes they put him at the 5. So they just wanted to trade him because now they have Ace Bailey, who's going to be their guard. So they don't really need Sexton, and they have Jordan. He's old though, so it's like I feel
Yeah.
like that trade would have worked out better if they trade Clarkson because he's older and kept Sexton because he's younger. I
Mhm.
would have preferred that, but
I mean, I heard that they were still trying to get rid of Clarkson and Markkinen and all these guys, and
Yeah,
maybe Danny is just planning on doing like a full scale like rebuild, give it all to like the really young guys now, get rid of the guys who are there. Like Jordan Clarkson's older; he's like in his 30s. Lauri Markkinen is probably about to be 30, so maybe they just want to move them, get picks, get young guys, and just really restart over there. But I
yeah.
trust Danny Ainge. Um,
I think
you
Danny
know,
is trying to do what the Celtics did, like they already got Taylor and then we got Brown and then we got Smart. I mean, Smart was before, but like he's trying to do that with the Jazz now because he knows like when a team is ass, you can't add pieces of it. Like you have to fully restart. There's no like in between. That's just not
Yeah,
possible.
a lot of teams can't really get away with just like retooling, keeping some solid pieces and retooling. That only lasts for so long, and you really need the right guys to do that, like some real superstars. If your top two guys are Lauri Markkinen and Jordan Clarkson or something, you're not going to retool because you're just going to keep retooling to be mediocre, to be average, and honestly, a little worse than that.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think Danny would be right and just like get as much value as you can for the vets, bring in picks, bring in young guys, and start from the bottom because that's how you flip a whole organization around. The Celtics rebuild lasted like what a couple years, after big three had left and Rondo after that.
yeah,
It didn't take long for us to get, our high picks. You hit right on the picks, then boom, you're back in the picture. We win again in 2024. And we've made the finals in 2022. So yeah, I don't hate it for Utah. I'm not a big fan of Nurkic, but I guess he feels the need for them. For Charlotte, again, they get rid of Mark Williams, they get rid of Nurkic. I don't think Colin Sexton's playing center, so they need to
yeah.
find someone to plug that hole. But I like Colin Sexton. He's another guard
I
away.
love Colin Sexton. I feel like he has that dog that a lot of guards are missing nowadays.
Yeah, he's got that. He's got that animal in him. And maybe he's good because Lamelo does get hurt. He goes down. Colin Sexton just gets a bump in minutes. He can be a solid starter. But again, Charlotte, similar to Utah, I feel like they just need to really hit the reset button. I like Miles Bridges. I like Lamelo Ball. But if you're being honest with yourself, like, would you see them winning a championship with like Lamelo and Miles Bridges as like your one or two, and maybe you add another player? I don't think so. So
Uh, the the Hornets, what they really need is a great big man to run the pick and roll Melo and a good wing. They
mhm.
have a good point guard in Melo, and then ass, and then decent in Bridges, and then ass at the big. So it's like Lamelo. I feel like he could potentially be like the starting point guard on a championship team, but his supporting cast is so bad. It's like I don't think Melo should be the number one player on a championship team. He should be
Yeah,
the second.
I agree. I see Lamelo as a two on a championship team. He needs to be a facilitator to a guy who's better than him. Like they really do need like a three, like a really like superstar three.
It's like what they really need is like a 3 or 4 as their best player.
Yeah, like I would like if they had like Lamelo as their number two option, Miles Bridges as their number three option, and they were to somehow bring in a guy like I don't know, maybe like a prime KD, like someone like that. I think
Yeah,
that would be a really solid team. They mix well with each other, and then you have your supporting players with them. So they need someone like that. I don't know who that is right now. I'd really have to like look at it. But yeah, I think they really need to a wing. They need a hit on some of their picks. I mean, they do have Brandon Miller. I forgot to mention
the
him.
Hornets should have drafted Ace Bailey. He's that wing that they needed. I don't know,
Yeah.
like it's like he didn't want to go there, but he didn't want to go to the Jazz. You got to take best man available.
I mean, it's just they don't take Ace Bailey. They really like Knipple for whatever reason. Like I said, I don't know too much about the young guys in the
He's a
draft.
great shooter, but like outside of that, his driving is decent. It ain't the best. His defense is not that good.
Yeah,
It's like
he's
now
not
you
a
have
role
Melo's
player.
defense isn't the best. His like bro, like it ain't. I don't know. I don't want to shit on them because I'm a Duke fan. I don't want to talk bad, but like bro, come on.
You would have thought after Michael Jordan left, being the owner and making all these picks, you thought maybe they'd actually like hit. And it's like as soon as he leaves, they're still doing the same thing. So Charlotte will be Charlotte, and that's how it's going to be because they're just poverty at this point. I don't think anyone has faith in them, even their own fans.
Charlotte's gonna win a championship when I see Jesus. Until
Yeah, for
then,
real, bro.
they ain't
Jesus will
going.
come back before we see them hold up a trophy.
There's a lot of teams that's gonna be without a championship in the organization,
Yeah,
and it comes down to the front office. You can blame the players, you can blame the coach, but it comes down to the owners and the GM.
yeah. I think the best thing for any organization is to hit on your draft picks. You know, free agent signings and all this other stuff. You know, it's important. But if there's one thing you're gonna do right, it's gonna be hitting on your draft picks. So
Yeah,
sadly, I think maybe I really have to look at it too. But Charlotte might be the worst team all time when it comes to making draft picks. Like, who's their only pick they've ever made right is like Kemba and LaMelo. And I need to see who was picked after LaMelo because maybe there's a guy better after LaMelo too.
no,
Um,
because Lamelo was the best player on the team. He was drafted in the Anthony Edwards class. I think that was 5 years ago now.
I just want to see who was drafted after him. I'd like to see if I would maybe if I was Charlotte, I'd take someone over LaMelo. But you know, he was a good pick regardless. So they've had like two good picks in their whole history, and the rest have been like either mid or ass. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I feel like I think the problem comes down to where also no one wants to own that team because of how bad they are. It's like they look at the ROI like once they buy it. It's like there's seats that are empty. Jersey sales ain't that high. Like
I mean, the sad part about it too is like North Carolina is a pretty decent state to live in. I like North Carolina. I've been there. They have the beaches. You know, it's decent. It's actually pretty good weather. Um, you know, it's not a horrible place to live. So that's the sad part, man. They could get free agents. They're not Miami. They're not New York. They're not LA.
I
So,
think it's overrated. If you're going to North Carolina, you might as well go down to Atlanta or Miami,
do you think
and that's the
Atlanta's better than
problem.
North Carolina?
1,000%.
Nah, bro. Atlanta's
Outside of the
overrated.
beaches, Atlanta is a way better city.
Oh yeah, Atlanta might be the better city, but I'm just like a place to live. Like you could literally live on like Myrtle Beach and like just chill. You know what I mean? As a millionaire basketball player.
I mean, I guess, but I feel like there's something that Orlando also suffers from. It feels like you're in Florida. Are you really going to choose Orlando over Miami?
Yeah, but Orlando's doesn't. I mean, like Florida is a whole peninsula. There's water everywhere, but Orlando's like not close to the water. You know,
Yeah, I know.
whereas Miami is like you're on the water. You know what
Yeah, I
I
know.
mean?
That's what I'm saying. That's what Orlando suffers from as well. It's like if you're a player, would you want to, and you're making millions, money ain't no problem. There's no state tax. Would you rather live in Miami or Orlando? Like everything's in Miami.
Yeah, I'm probably living in
So that's
Miami.
why
I
like their
don't know what type of
rebuilding paths
trouble.
took
I'm
forever.
like, I don't know what type of trouble I get myself into living in Miami, but it's better than Orlando, sadly. So
Yeah, it's like I moved down to Florida and it's like, bro, it has nice like amusement parks, but like, bro, you're an athlete. You can't be going to these amusement parks or else you're getting raided.
yeah, for real, bro. It's like they're fun and everything, but at the same time, you're like 6'6", and you know, and it's like very noticeable. All the fans are gonna notice you right away.
Yeah.
So
I
uh,
personally would see I think the Magic should relocate to Tampa because that gets a lot more traction. They already have a football team out there, so it's like I don't think they will ever do it. I think they should do it.
I could see it potentially happening if they really need, you know, to get guys going there, and maybe Orlando just hasn't worked.
Because
Um,
it's like, who's the biggest signee they ever gotten? All their players is all drafted. That's why their rebuild took forever.
yeah, I mean, free agents that I can even think of that were like stars. I don't even know, honestly. All the guys I'm thinking of are all draft picks made by Orlando.
Exactly.
And I mean, yeah, and or your trades, like they just traded for Desmond Bain, but it's not like he chose to be
Yeah.
there. Um,
And respectfully, he ain't no all. He's not even an all-star.
yeah.
So it's like,
Like, what, Contavious Caldwell Pope, is that their best free agent signing, bro? Like, damn. But all right, what's the next one? What else happened? What James Harden
the
re-signed? We don't really have to
re-sign
get
we
into
got James Harden re-signed back. I know that he signed like 80 something. Oh, LeBron James re-signed, but I don't know how I feel about that because he opted into his 53. And I feel like if he actually, I'm a LeBron fan. If you want to contend for a championship team, you know your team's about to hit the second apron. You're already a billionaire. Decline that, take less money, and you go get a big.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Lakers are good now. They have Luca. He can bring in all the fans. He can fill the seats in the stadium. I think if I was the Lakers, I'd probably try to get the most I can out of LeBron from either maybe sending him back to Cleveland. You could maybe get like I don't know if they need Darius Garland actually now that I think about it, but send him to Cleveland, maybe get some type of package there. You could send him to the Mavericks, get some package there.
I
Um,
actually saw that there's trade rumors between the Mavs.
yeah, and that would
I
make
think
sense.
LeBron
They
wants
have a
to team
great
up
team.
with AD again.
Yeah, they have a good team over there. They have a championship caliber team. Um, but yeah, there was like stuff saying LeBron's like contemplating his future. I think he's definitely going to play this season, but I could see him retiring after this season's up. I think this might be it for him, which
I mean, bro,
I don't mind. I don't like LeBron, so
he's already 40 years old playing basketball, and he's a top 10, let's say 15 to be safe player at the age of 40. It's like, bro, like, come on.
yeah, he's definitely a top 10 guy at this point still, being how old he is and everything. He's number 2 all time. I have to get
Stop
that.
it.
He's number
You
2
can't even
all
say that's a
time.
straight face he's cheesing.
No, I'm only laughing at it because of you, not because it's not true. He's number 2 all time, which is great. Being number 2 all time is not a bad thing. That's just
All right, so
reality.
Jordan's number 2. It ain't that bad.
I mean, hey, the majority of people agree with me.
Majority of
So
people think LeBron is better.
that's no, that's not
Michael
true.
Jordan never had a song like LeBron
That
James.
might be a negative for LeBron, bro.
How's that a negative thing, bro? That's
Hey,
horrible.
he was at them Diddy parties. We know LeBron was at them Diddy parties. We heard what
Jordan
was
was
going
in Diddy
on.
parties. Jordan's
Huh?
sons. Bro, it comes down to legacy. Look at Jordan's kids and then look at LeBron's.
I mean,
Jordan's kids are
that has nothing to do
disappointments.
with basketball.
Yes, it does. For
No,
GOAT.
it has nothing to do with GOAT. Yeah, those are all secondary things. But maybe we'll have a different video, me and you going back and forth on that. Yeah, I think LeBron's got this 1 year left. He's probably going to hang it up, which is a good thing. I think he should. He really doesn't try that hard anymore, anyways. And yeah, I think the Lakers will be fine with Luka going forward. And I think if they, send him to Dallas or something, LeBron, then yeah, I think they'd be okay. I think it's a win-win for both teams. LeBron can have his one last year to possibly win with Dallas and right
Can
into
you
the
imagine if he actually ended up going to Dallas? They traded for AD last year, and now they get LeBron this year. It's like, I don't know. That
Hey,
would break
LeBron's going to just be
the
playing with
internet,
his.
and then this thing is going under like investigation by someone.
Yeah, I mean, he'll get to play with all his sloppy seconds. AD, he'll get to be up with again. Kyrie, he's going to play with
If
again.
LeBron is able to go to the Mavs, they're winning the championship next year.
I think it's possible. I'm not going to say they're going to, but
No, it's guaranteed.
I don't know if it's guaranteed.
I'm putting $10,000 on the Dallas Mavericks if they get LeBron James
before the season starts.
before the season starts.
You're going to put $10,000 on Dallas with AD's injury prone ass, Klay Thompson who gets injured, Kyrie who gets injured. Well, there's a good chance 2 out of like the 3 of those guys get hurt. You know what
First
I
of
mean?
all, Kyrie's already out for half the year, so he's not going to get injured again. I just need.
He could be ass. I mean, he's not going to be ass, but it could affect him.
No, Kyrie Irving's a bucket. Stop it. Then you have Cooper Flag.
Yeah, in the finals, he was a bucket. Yeah, okay, buddy.
Yeah, he respectfully, he helped LeBron win.
I'm talking about the one against the Celtics when he was on the Mavs. The most recent finals appearance, he was ass.
Bro, the whole
and
team
you can't deny
Luka
that.
was ass.
Huh?
Luka was ass.
Exactly.
The Celtics just clamped them up. No other team can do what the Celtics did.
Listen, JB clamped Luka up. No one was really clamping up Kyrie. Kyrie was
Derek
just bricking. He was bricking. Kyrie was bricking and missing shots, bro.
Derek White was clamping him up.
But regardless, AD is very injury prone. Klay Thompson's injury prone. Kyrie is injury prone. LeBron, he's not injury prone. He's just old and he doesn't try that much anymore. So I wouldn't put my money on it. If they really commit and they stay healthy, I think they have a good chance to win. But you want to put 10 grand on that before the season? I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Bro,
you have faith in Anthony Davis being healthy?
In 5 years, Cooper Flag is the number 2 player of all time. I mean, no, not all time. Of like the current status, just telling me number 1. It's just it just boosts up his status when you're playing with the GOAT.
I mean, yeah, having Cooper Flag really helps, especially if Anthony Davis goes down for a long time. Cooper Flag can handle that. Especially if LeBron, Kyrie, Klay Thompson are also
Well,
there.
they're all going to be ultra big. They have Kyrie at the 1. Then you have Cooper Flag, LeBron, AD, who are all 6'10". I mean, no, like 6'8" and above, and then a 5. You could put LeBron at the 2, Cooper at the 3, AD at the 4, and Gafford at the 5, or whatever.
I mean, they're going to have to trade stuff for LeBron. So I'd imagine like Gafford or PJ Washington would be gone.
Right, trade them and Klay Thompson, whatever. I don't care. Still, that starting lineup's nasty.
Yeah, I think the lineup's nasty. I'm just saying it's a lot of older guys who get injured a lot, and that's always something to be worried about.
All you need is one run like what the Pacers have with no injuries.
Exactly. That's my whole point. They got injured.
And it's going to happen.
Yeah. What do you mean? How do you know?
Because LeBron's going to get his 5th if that happens, so there's no more GOAT debate. It's stamped, final. And you can't even debate that. If someone
gets injured, they're not going to win.
If LeBron goes to the Mavs and they win the championship, who's the GOAT?
I'd have to think about it. I think it'd be a lot closer than some Michael Jordan fans would like to admit. I think if he wins another, there's a good case for him. Right now, I don't think there's much of a case. I think it's pretty clear Michael Jordan's a better player.
If there's no case, why is there even a discussion? Why are people bringing it up?
Because people always bring stuff up. There's people who will bring up Caitlin Clark being a better shooter than Steph Curry. There's always going to be idiots out there.
No one says that. No one actually says that.
There are people who say that. Trust me. And listen, there's always going to be a group of people who are going to have some stupid take. I'm not saying the LeBron Jordan's take is stupid, but if LeBron's number 2, Michael Jordan's number 1. Of course, you're going to have a debate over some people who wants to put him up here. You know what I mean? Like that's going to happen.
Bro, LeBron be the first person to win the Finals MVP and a trophy for 4 different teams.
Okay, I don't know if he'd win Finals MVP if they won this this upcoming year. I don't know if he'd win it.
Who would?
I don't know. I'd have to see how everyone plays. A healthy AD could definitely win it. A healthy Kyrie could definitely win it.
He won over both of them already.
Yeah, I know, but he's also 46?
And he's the GOAT.
He's not the GOAT. How is he the GOAT?
Because he is the GOAT. There's no debate.
Okay, so that's
he's a better passer, a better scorer.
Huh?
Michael Jordan is not a good a passer, not as good as a scorer. He's not as clutch.
Michael Jordan is a better scorer than LeBron.
Who has more points all time?
That's a longevity. That has nothing to do with who's a better scorer.
No, because he put up less shots. If LeBron James chucked up as many shots as them, he would have had way more.
I don't know about that, actually. I don't know. I'd have to look.
But yes, look it up right now.
Longevity has nothing. Like, that's the thing. LeBron fans will say, like, oh, LeBron has more rebounds, more assists, more points all time. Michael Jordan's not even close. Yeah, well, he played an extra, 10 years over Jordan. Like, of course he's going to have more. That's nothing. John Stockton has more points than, Jason Tatum or some shit right now. Like
Jason Tatum's in his 6 years.
Point. Michael Jordan only played for a significant amount of time. LeBron played double it. So, of course, that's what I mean. It has nothing to do with who's better. Bro. Nothing. So if you want to come give me LeBron's best 10 years versus Jordan's best 10 years, and we'll compare. You know what I mean? You're not going to be like, oh, he has more points. So what? I don't care if he has more points.
So you're telling me Michael Jordan is more dominant than LeBron James?
Dominant how?
There's only one way to define dominant.
Shaq is more dominant than both of them. Is Shaq the GOAT?
No, Shaq's the most dominant center.
He's the most dominant player ever. Shaq is the most dominant player ever.
In the paint.
Player ever.
No.
He's the most dominant.
In the paint, sure.
Ever. It doesn't matter.
I'm saying dominant to take over the game. Like, he was dominant throughout the game.
Shaq is more dominant than LeBron and Jordan.
Shaq is the most dominant defender in the paint, bro. Shaq can't shoot.
It doesn't have to be a good shooter. If you say, yo, give me anybody to put on the court who's gonna dominate the game, the most dominant guy will be Shaq, 100%. He'll dominate the game over anyone. Not to say that LeBron and Jordan couldn't dominate, but most is Shaq.
Okay, so let's go back. LeBron and Jordan, who's the most dominant?
Dominant how though?
To take
What do you
over the
mean?
game.
Take over Jordan, 100%. If you want to say who affects everyone else better, LeBron, he passes and he's a good facilitator, a good floor general. But if you say, I want you to go on the court and win us the game, oh my God, if you pick LeBron over Jordan there, you're an idiot.
How?
Jordan, how? How
Yes,
many
how?
times has LeBron lost in the finals? How many times has LeBron lost
Bro,
in
you're
the
telling me Michael Jordan wasn't gonna lose to that Warriors team? You're smoking crack.
I don't know. I'd have to see it. But again, it's two different
That Warriors team is the best team of all time.
on paper, yes.
No, not on court and on paper.
Yeah, on paper, I think they're the best team of all time. But if you put them against, like the 86 Bulls or something, I'm not. I think they
Belt
have
to
a
ass.
shot. Huh?
Belt to ass.
What, you think sweep?
No, 4-1. Gentleman sweep. I'll give Jordan one game.
4-1?
Yes. Bro, you have Steph Curry at the 1, Klay Thompson at the 2, KD at the 3, and Draymond at the 4. You could put me at the 5. We're still winning that.
I'm not saying they like the Bulls would obviously win, but I'm saying they have a good shot. I'd say the Warriors have like a 60% chance and the Bulls have a 40% chance to win. I think that's reasonable.
It's like 95.
You just hate Jordan. That's the problem because
I don't
love
hate
LeBron.
Jordan.
Yes,
He's
you
the
do.
second best of all time.
The love of LeBron you have makes you hate Jordan, makes you like discount anything that he's ever done. He's a better scorer than LeBron. He's a much better defender than LeBron. And when I say much, he's a much better defender
No,
than
he's
LeBron.
not.
He's a
No,
more
he's
clutch
not.
player. He's a more clutch player than LeBron. He's just not as good as a rebounder or a passer. And that's really it. And he's a better free throw shooter, too, than LeBron.
LeBron could guard the 1 through 5. Michael Jordan cannot.
LeBron can't guard anything. I have not seen LeBron play defense in 8 years.
All right, so you're saying I hate Jordan, and you're saying you have not seen LeBron guard in 8 years?
Hot take is that LeBron don't play defense.
You said in 8 years.
Yeah, the dude's barely played defense like 8 years.
8 years ago, he made the block to like win.
Injured, he flops too. Let's not mention that. Let's not forget that. LeBron is a huge flopper. Jordan never did that crap. LeBron flops. He fakes injuries. He freaking flails all around the ground. So it's like you can't be the GOAT and be pretending and being fake. You can't shoot free throws. You lose in the finals all these times. You always whining how you need help. He's not the GOAT, bro. I'm sorry. He's not. He's number 2. And that's good for him. He's number 2. Congrats. You did it. You made number 2.
What blows me away the most is how you used to think LeBron was the GOAT and you transitioned over.
Yeah, I grew up. So, and maybe you will too. Maybe you grow up a little bit and you're going to really look back at all the Jordan stats. And when you watch some of the games, you'll be like, damn, you know what? I think he's better. I think it's just it's a recency bias thing with people these days. It's just like we all watch LeBron. He's our generation star. You want him to be the GOAT. You never watch Jordan. I never.
The GOAT in my eyes is Jason Tatum from now on.
The Jordan in your eyes is Jason. I mean, I hope. Don't get me wrong. I hope that's the case. But bro, we just got a whole side. I told you I wanted to have this for a different video, bro. We just got a whole sidetracked on LeBron Jordan debate.
All right, we could end this right here, and then we can go into our news, guys. I just got the notification on my phone. The Jazz are gonna buy out Jordan Clarkson. We just talked about this like earlier as well, right?
Yeah, Lily just talked about it too. And again, I feel like, man, there has to be some type of market for Jordan Clarkson, and for them to buy him out. I don't. Maybe teams just kind of figured like they know they're trying to get rid of him, so they're like, we'll try our best to get him on the open market and not
They could even got like a 2nd-round pick just for draft capital. Like they could have like even that.
Like I don't know what team would have been very
honestly. I would have
him.
done a sign and trade for Sam Hauser and Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah, I mean he's a lot of money. Jordan Clarkson makes a good amount. But yeah, like if I'm like a team trying to be competitive who needs like a 6-man, like a really good 6-man, bro, I'll give you a 2nd-round pick for Jordan Clarkson. It's better than getting bought out. You know what I mean? Like, and now he can have his pick of the litter of who he wants to go to. But again, sorry,
I think Danny is actually doing what we were talking about on a full rebuild. He doesn't want no players that can like be decent, so they're not bad, but like I feel like he's fully trying to go for that like rebuild.
Yeah, I think it's exactly what we said here earlier. He just wants a full start at the bottom type of thing, and that means getting rid of Clarkson. I'm assuming now for sure Markkanen's going to be traded. I don't
I'll
think they're
take
going to buy him
Markkinen.
out. Yeah, I'll take Markkanen too. I don't think they're going to buy him out. Obviously, they'll definitely be able to get something for him. But yeah, I think Danny just wants to start at the floor and build up with guys like Ace Bailey now and everyone else they got over there.
You know how
Which I
much
don't hate.
Markkinen makes a year?
Marketing, he probably makes close to 30 a year, I would imagine.
So the Celtics will have to trade like Derek White for him, basically.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. I like that though from the Jazz. I know a lot of Jazz fans might be like, what the hell's going on? They just bought out Jordan Clarkson. Who knows what's gonna happen with marketing? But trust us from what Danny did with the Celtics. This is exactly what you want. You want to start over. You want a clean slate. Let the young guys pop off, and one of them is bound to be a superstar, and you're hoping that's going to be Ace Bailey, and that'll want to stay with Utah over the course of his career. So yeah, I don't hate it from Utah.
I think if they're able, if they are doing the full redraft, I mean, like reclassic everything, like start over. If they're trying to be asked, I feel like they should keep Markkinen one more year because he has more than 1 year in his contract, and then see what pick they get to see if they can draft a good big in next draft class. If they can, then they can trade Markkinen for like 2 firsts and just call it a day, clear cap space and get future capital, and then draft
Mm-hmm.
that big and go
Yeah.
from there.
I
That's
mean,
what
yeah,
I would do if I
Laurie
was
Martin is not an old dude. He's only like 28, I think maybe. Um, and he's your big guy who's a star. Ace Bailey, if he pans out, he'll be your star wing. And if you can bring in, a really good point guard, I like that as like a big three.
yeah.
I'm just wondering if Danny's going to keep Laurie Markkinen or not, and who that point guard may be. If he's going to be a guy they can draft or trade for. Because if they were
Look for
somehow
a
getting
point
a guy
guard.
that's
All they
young,
really need is a facilitator. They don't need a like bucket getter.
that's what I mean. If they got like a Trey Young who can, great facilitator, put him up with Ace Bailey, who will
Oh
hopefully be a star, with Laurie Markin as your big, and then the other two guys can be like 3-and-D type of dudes. That would be a good team. I'd like to watch that Utah
Trae
team.
Young would actually be the perfect fit for the Jazz right now. I'm
Yeah,
not.
that's what I mean. Like him, LaMelo, if he's healthy, those type of point guards with that Utah team. That'd be a fun team to watch. So I hope Danny can, find this guy. I'm rooting for them. Utah. It's not that I'm a fan of Utah. I'm a fan of Danny Ainge, and I want him to
Yeah.
succeed. And they're in the West, so it's not much of a threat to us. So I root for Utah. I hope they have a good off season. I hope they keep drafting well. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jordan Clarkson will find a home pretty quick. I would imagine.
I don't think he's gonna be the unrestricted free agents come out today at 6. I feel like within the next 3 days, he's already gonna find somewhere.
Yeah, next couple of days, I get a lot of teams are going to reach out. They're going to want to talk to him. I'd say, what's today? Monday. I think he'll probably be signed by next Monday.
Yeah, guaranteed.
A week he'll be good. But yeah, I don't love that they didn't get anything for him, but I love what they're trying to do. So I think I'd give him like a B+ for just doing it, ripping the Band-Aid off. And yeah, I don't hate it. I don't love it for Utah just getting nothing for Clarkson, but I appreciate the fact that they're just ripping the Band-Aid off and just getting this whole process started. So yeah.
So we were talking about
Yeah.
the front office. You get Danny Ainge now his experience. Maybe they can finally stop being a playoff team instead of the top 3 most ass teams in the world sports.
I mean, yeah, they've had success in the 80s. They had some okay success in the 2000s, but it's just the problem with them was just never being able to get it done.
Last time I think of the Jazz being good is like the Stockton days, me personally.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they've had some decent teams before, but yeah, it's like just can never get it done. They always reminded me of like the Nuggets before the Nuggets ended up winning. Just a team that was like could always get to the postseason, have some good years, but just never win it. And then eventually they did with Jokic. So I can see that happening with Utah now. Just they're gonna get one of their young guys is gonna be a superstar, and you're hoping that that guy can be your Jokic in a way and just help you get over the hump.
Yeah. I also got a notification. Jada got to do wrist surgery. He said that they were playing through a torn ligament in his wrist.
Jalen Brown, you said?
No, Jada.
Oh,
Jalen Williams.
I said Jalen Brown. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, after his knee as a wrist thing too.
Nah.
I mean, hey, they won it. They can afford him going through surgery. So they're frauds, though. I want to make that clear. Fraud champions. Okay,
Bro,
so
if they played, the Pacers. We swept the Pacers, and they brought that team to 7. If they played us, we were gonna beat them, bro. And I'm standing that till this day.
bro, they're one healthy Achilles away from losing Game 7 at home in the finals, bro.
The Pacers were gonna beat them if Tyrese did not get hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Literally one. It only took one Achilles for the Thunder to win it. They I don't know what they did, what type of voodoo magic they were using, but it paid off.
Yeah. Besides Jason Tatum starting to work out again, though. Finally.
Yeah, makes me sad.
I don't
every
want
time
him
I
to
see those videos.
come too early though, so but
Nah,
yeah,
I trust the Celtics to know what they're doing when it comes to him, and they're not going to get him back too early. But yeah, it makes me sad watching those videos. He's like, he looks skinny, and he has that thing on his leg. I'm like, damn.
yeah.
This reminds me what the hell we're going to go through next season. So,
Bro, I saw like lineup. It goes like White, Simmons, Brown, and freaking George Niang, and then Queta. That's our starting. Like, bro,
they're definitely not going to be our starters, but I don't know.
if George Niang starts
Too.
a single game for us, something's bad gonna happen.
The
This guy
crazy
needs to
thing
get
to
on my
me,
roster.
the crazy thing to me was that there was rumors, at least that I saw, that we're thinking about flipping Anthony Simons so we can re-sign Cornette. I'm like, what?
I saw
Like,
that.
I'm like, I like Cornette and everything, but Anthony Simons is like 3 times the player of Cornette. Like, please, I'll let
It's
go of
because of
Cornette.
our need for bigs, I guess. Bro, if we flip Simons, trade him to the damn Jazz and get me Laurie Markkinen. Same contract, give me Markkinen. We get our big, we flip him, win-win.
They just sign Ayton. I don't care. We're gonna be like a weird team going into next year, anyways. Might as well just get them, see what happens. But yeah. Was that it for all the NBA news, or was there anything else? I feel like we were missing something.
I think that's all for right now.
Like Harden signed with the Clippers, 2 years, like 80 million. Nick Batum re-signed with the Clippers too. Ayton got bought out. We mentioned that. Malik Beasley, betting allegations, gambling allegations.
And that's facts. There's a lot of clips, but this was 5 seconds left on the clock. This man will try to like for the 20-point or like the 15-point marker. This man, I'm telling you.
Low key, I saw some of the clips people were posting. He looked guilty off of some of those plays. Like he would just like let a dude run by him to like score. I'm like, something fishy. So
like, bro,
I
understand if you get blown by, but that's worse than Luka. Like Luka's blown by, but he tries. This man was like this. Like a deer when they see like headlights and like they just sit there.
Yeah,
that was his man.
He just froze, bro. Yeah, I just want to check real quick that I feel like we were missing something. Al Horford, rumors of Golden State.
If Al Horford, I already see he's interested in the Knicks. If Al Horford goes to the Knicks, I'm losing respect for him.
Oh yeah, that's what we missed. So D'Angelo Russell is expected to sign with the Mavericks.
I saw that.
And then Ty Jerome is a free agent now from Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like kind of the two. Yeah, those are like the two main ones that we missed.
Where do you think Ty Jerome's gonna end up going to?
I mean, they said Memphis is very interested. If I were him, I'm not going to damn Memphis, bro. Like that's a bad situation you don't want to be in. So I don't know. I don't know what team would need like a 6-man point guard, because he's valuable. He scores and everything, but he's only had like one decent year. I wouldn't want to like pay him a crap load of money off of one good year.
I think the Cavs are going to suffer.
Huh?
The Cavs are going to suffer. They had a great run, which I don't even know how they had that. They ain't ever winning. I told you, bro, Donovan Mitchell, don't trust him in the playoffs. And you guys didn't believe me. Said, no, he's a dog. Bro, I'm telling you. It's just like the Sixers.
Hey, no, Donovan Mitchell is usually a playoff performer. He does well in the playoffs.
He never made it past second round.
Well, yeah, you as a number one, I don't think he can get it done as a number one, but he's a superstar, bro. I really like Donovan Mitchell. That dude's nasty. Um, but
Overrated.
yeah, Cleveland's gonna take a step back going into next season. Um, I don't mind D'Angelo Russell being on the Mavericks either, but again, if they can find like a way to get LeBron, I'd rather like 100% have LeBron over D'Angelo Russell.
They just
Um,
want Lilo because that's a safe option, and Kyrie's out until February,
yeah,
so
like
he's
they
gonna
need a
be
point
there.
guard, but LeBron could be your point guard. That's what I mean. So it's like
Yeah, I know, but
if I were them, I'd risk it, put my all my marbles in the basket of LeBron and just see what the hell happens. Because if you can get like LeBron, Klay Thompson, AD, Cooper Flag, have Kyrie come back into that
bro, no cap,
situation.
they should just trade like PJ, Klay Thompson, and like 2 firsts for LeBron. That's a great deal. Win-win.
I mean, especially LeBron. The thing about LeBron too is he has the power these days, especially just to like literally tell the Lakers organization like, I won you guys a chip. I've done right by you. Send me to Dallas for whatever they give you. And honestly, he'll probably get what he wants.
Yeah, I would like to see him go to Dallas. If he goes to Dallas, since the Celtics can't win next year, I might have to be a Dallas fan for not a Dallas fan. I'll be rooting for Dallas for 1 year. I'll be a
So,
LeBron fan, not a Dallas fan. Let's clarify.
so, so you said if he wins in Dallas, LeBron. Let's say LeBron goes to Dallas, he wins. He's the like certified GOAT.
Yes. He has to
Okay,
win Finals MVP though. If he does win Finals MVP, people are still going to debate it. I'm saying if he wins the Finals MVP, I feel like there shouldn't be a discussion.
okay. I want to ask you now too because I want to play devil's advocate. Let's say the Mavericks get to the finals and they lose. What does that make LeBron? Is he can't be the GOAT anymore, in your opinion? Or does he still have a case?
There will
If he
still be a
loses
case
another
for the
finals.
Jordan people.
Huh?
For me, still the GOAT, but I'm saying there's still a
If he
discussion for the
loses
Jordan
another
fans.
finals, you think he's the GOAT
It depends
on
who they
that
lose
Dallas
to.
team?
I said it depends how it goes out. It's
I'm
like if
saying he
everyone's
goes
fully
out and he has
healthy,
like a
if
very
everyone's
mediocre.
fully healthy and they lose, I feel like that would tarnish him. But if it's like those Cavs years where he was the only one with Kyrie and Kevin Love hurt, then I don't think so. But if everyone's fully healthy, I don't see them losing. But if everyone's fully healthy and they lose, then that's bad.
That's what I mean. I want to see how honest you are.
But I don't think if everyone's fully healthy, they lose. But if everyone's fully healthy, that's a bad look.
I just think getting out of the West is going to be their issue. I think if they get to the finals, they'll probably win it because I don't know
Who's beating them in the West?
OKC could beat
Oh,
them.
OKC almost lost to the Pacers. Bro, OKC has 1-7 against the Denver Nuggets, the Pacers. Who else? No, they swept first round, right? It was
Okay, but they can
Memphis.
definitely beat the Mavericks. That's what I'm saying. They could definitely beat them. They just won. Of course, they could beat them.
This is
That's what
frauds.
I
We
mean, bro.
stand
But
on
like,
your word.
listen, I don't like the
Frauds.
Thunder, but at least I'm realistic.
I'm realistic too.
No, you're not. If you're
Frauds.
realistic, they have a chance at beating the Mavericks with
Okay,
LeBron.
what percentage chance? More or less
Uh,
than 50.
that Mavericks team, I don't know. I'd probably say they have like a 40% chance to beat them.
Okay, C has 40 or the Mavs
Yeah.
have 40?
Okay, see, I think the Mavericks would be favorites, but I think the Thunder have a decent chance of beating them. Anything could happen. Um, yeah. And besides that, I really have to see how a lot of those teams in the West, what they do in the off season. I think the Nuggets will still be good. I don't know if they could beat that Mavericks team. Um, but yeah, I think the Mavericks would be favorites going into the season of winning the finals, but I think they
Yeah,
could
for
still
Kevin
do it.
Durant though. My boy went to Texas to try to dominate. Then the Mavs get LeBron, just ruins it.
No, but low key, that Houston team is going to be good too. I'm not. Could they beat Dallas with LeBron? I think they could. Probably less than the Thunder though. Actually maybe not. I'd probably give them like a 40% chance to beat the Mavericks too. That's a good Rockets team with a good coach. The Warriors could beat that Mavericks team too. They could.
Bro, Nick, bro, there's no way you're serious. You're telling me the
Three,
Warriors right now are gonna beat
yes.
that Mavericks team?
I said they could. I didn't say they will. I said they could.
There's 3% chance.
Bro, Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, if they get us, and they're gonna get guys in the offseason too. They could bring in a guy like Al Horford. They'll bring in some other dudes. That
Al
team's
Horford
good.
is 39. He ain't LeBron James 39.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's a quality piece. You're a Celtics fan. You know that more than anyone.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, he's regressing.
He's 30, of course, but he's still a quality piece, is what I'm saying, to a championship team. Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry and Draymond, I don't think you can just like discount them fully healthy.
Depending who they play, yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think they could beat most teams. They have a good chance over like they have a good chance right over anyone. And
That dynasty is done.
I mean the dynasty is broken up.
No, that bro. The Mavs, if not the number 1 seed, they're gonna be the number 2 seed.
Yeah, but I'm not disagreeing. I'm saying they're gonna be high up there. They'll be favorites, but I think they could lose to the Thunder. I think they could lose to the Rockets. I think they could lose to the Warriors. I think they could lose to the Nuggets.
I have a question. If somehow Nico Harrison could trade for LeBron, do you think the city of Dallas will forgive him?
I think they've already forgiven him
How?
because they got Cooper Flag.
What's that have to do with him, bro?
Yeah, nothing. I'm just saying it worked out where they got Cooper Flag. So I think everything's kind of forgiven.
This man got lucky, bro. So you're telling me if
They're
they did
frozen.
not get the number 1 pick, then like it would have been like,
If they didn't get the number 1 pick, he'd be crucified, bro.
that's what I'm saying. That's nothing. Imagine, yo, what if he didn't put Cooper Flag at the number 1? That would have been crazy.
Yeah, no, indirectly he got saved by getting the number 1 pick. I don't think Dallas fans hate him as much anymore.
Yeah. I feel like Dallas fans finally saw that it was rigged with Adam, so they were like, you know what, fine, I get it. We get Cooper instead.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, we got rid of Luka. There was problems with him, but hey, we get Cooper Flag. They'll get best young guy in the nation. All right. Well, we'll see how it goes. I think if something bad happens, like if Cooper Flag's a bust or like he's just injury prone his whole career, something bad goes that way, then I think they'll start hating him again. But as of right now, I think he's safe.
Yeah. All right, though. That's all for today's basketball recap. Drop a like, subscribe, and have a good day, guys.
We'll see you in the next episode, boys.